before the video starts. I'm here to let y'all know that this is a baseline video on how to start your clothing brand. This will give you a baseline knowledge on how to do everything, ranging from starting with a name all the way up until marketing your product for drop day. I'll be making an update to this video once I drop my products. But if you guys have any questions throughout the video, make sure to comment. Trust me, I have no problem doing more videos depending on what y'all need. Let me know. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Yo, so in the last video, you know what I'm saying, we did the shoe collection, which I'm probably gonna have to update soon because I already just bought more shoes because y'all recommended some 550s. I got some DMs talking about some more 4s I should get. Y'all kind of killed that, I ain't gonna lie. But y'all also sent me some really good video ideas, man. I had some comments and some DMs on some video ideas I should do, and one of them included how to go about starting a clothing brand just like this one. Now, in case y'all don't know, I'm in the final stages of getting ready for my drop day on a clothing brand. I'm waiting on one more set of samples to come in. It's just the hoodies and the shirts. I already got the hats and things of that nature, and the rug. I get a lot of DMs about this rug right here. Boom, this Ascendant World rug, bro. I got like 30 DMs regarding this and how much it would be. I don't think I'm gonna put this on sale for this drop, considering that it is first drop, but I did get a lot of people asking about this. So I thought I would just go ahead and make a video from start to finish on how to start a clothing brand at a cheap price. And this will take you all the way from starting and getting your name to drop day with your samples. Now, of course, there's no one surefire way to make a clothing brand. There are multiple ways you can do it. This is just the way that I took, and so far, you know what I'm saying, it's been pretty good. My reception has been really good. I have an SMS list and all that built already. I'm gonna show y'all how to do some of that stuff. But before the video starts, man, go ahead and drop a like and a comment on what I need to do next, what y'all want to see. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. I know a lot of people are new. I think YouTube is boosting my content. So if you are new, make sure to also subscribe because I'm posting on this account and my Twitch plug account. So if you're not following either of those, go ahead and subscribe. But yeah, I think that's it. So we're gonna go ahead and move over to the computer setup. So let's go. So I'm at the setup, but before we get into the actual details on starting up, you know, getting the money stuff involved, let's go ahead and knock out the actual free things that have to do with starting the brand in the first place. So you are going to obviously need a name and a logo. Now, there are two ways you can do this. For names, I really don't recommend anything having to do with angelic or motion right now because they are so oversaturated. The only reason I would recommend that is just so you can start. If you want to go with something along those lines of angelic or motion, you could obviously go into like Google and type the word in and look for a synonym that's similar. That'll put you apart because there's a lot of insert random word here motion clothing brands right now. There's one person in particular who I know is actually doing this kind of well, and that's the guy who made angelic motion, which is ridiculous because I'm telling you not to use those words, but he did do a good job on his products and his marketing, and his page is actually pretty nice. So unless you're gonna put in the work to do what he did, which was a lot of TikTok and a lot of advertising costs money. I just want to let y'all know that I would avoid using that and I would try to go for something more unique. Now, that's just the name. As far as the logo, there are multiple ways you can go about doing this. Me personally, my logo was drawn. It was hand drawn. I did it while I was at work. I had a sketch idea in my head and I sketched it out rough, then sketched it out with a pen, and then brought it into Photoshop to create. And that's how you got this logo right here. Now, of course, you also, when you're making your logo, have to think about the type of brand you're going for. The ones who make logos similar to mine, like the planetary logos, are more so streetwear brands from what I've seen. Also, the people who have like the cool fonts, like Cozy, those tend to be like more streetwear based brands. If you're going for something more professional, you might want to go with like a Balenciaga type logo where it's just the text on a white background or a black background. But of course, that all depends on the type of brand you're trying to create. If you want to go more luxury, I would try not to go too crazy on the design of the logo. I actually think I have the original sketches from my logo creation. Let me see. Yep. So these pieces of paper are my original sketches on what I wanted to create. So as you can see right here, up here was the sketch of what I was going for, and then I made the font. This is a custom made font in case anybody was wondering. Then I made the secondary logo that I would use, and I updated this main logo to be similar to what I have now. This logo is what I finally settled on in a different colorway. The ring on the actual logo is pink. That is the main color of the brand now, the little pink stripe going around. And I stumbled upon that by accident. That was a complete design accident, but it's stuck and people say it's hard, so that's what we kept. Now, of course, you don't have to draw up your logo. You could always go get somebody to draw it for you. I know you can go on Fiverr and get them. People are selling them all in Discords. There are so many places to go get a logo. So if you can't draw one up, I would recommend going on Fiverr or Discord. Just go get one. If you don't want to pay somebody to do your logo, you can also go on Photopea or Kittl. I heard those are pretty good. I tried using Kittl at first and I wasn't a big big fan of it, so I stuck with the Photoshop. I'm not sure if any larger brands have used Kittl for their logos as of right now, but I have heard that it is a good site to go with. Now from this point, you should already have your name and your logo done. And now you have to move into what products you want to create. Now for me, I was starting towards the beginning of the year and I knew I wasn't going to make it for early summer for a shorts or a shirt release. So I am purposely planning ahead so I can release sometime towards the end of the summer to prepare for the fall and the winter. If you think you can get all your products in before a season or at the beginning of a season, you can go ahead and do that. But I like to plan ahead to make sure I know I'm getting the right thing done. Now, planning for your products also is similar and it's also free depending on how you do it. I personally drew up a bunch of products and put them on TikTok, but you can also pay a designer to make designs for you. There's a bunch of them in Discord. You could try taking your own logo, go in Photoshop and put it on a mock-up. And if you're looking for mock-ups, I personally use some from the Brand Bible. And honestly, they get the job done. The more detail you put on the mock-up on your tech packs, which we'll get into later, the better your products will turn out. You have to have your products before you hit up a manufacturer. Some manufacturers do the art for you, but it's a much more seamless process if you just go ahead and do it yourself, or you hire somebody to go make you some product designs. The name, the logo, the designs of your products, these are really just creativity. The more creative of a person you are, the easier this part of the process is going to be for you. And up until this point, no money really could have been spent. I personally, since I drew everything myself, I didn't spend any money at all. But like I said, at some point, some of you may end up having to purchase some of this stuff. I personally did not though. Now, sticking on the free side of things, before we actually move into getting a manufacturer and things of that nature, you want to set up your social medias and all of that beforehand. And when I say social medias, try to target the larger ones, Instagram, TikTok, but don't sleep on the smaller social medias that you don't think you would find customers at. Pinterest, Reddit. I've seen some insane turnouts. If your product is good enough, people will purchase from the lower traffic sites. And when you're first starting, getting as many eyes on your brand is crucial because you want to have a bunch of people knowing about it. We'll get into turnover rate and things of that nature soon, but as for first starting, you want to have a bunch of eyes on your stuff. So go ahead and make all those social medias, get that done before you start looking for samples. Now, finding a manufacturer. Now, up until this point, if you did it exactly how I did it, you have not spent any money, which means your total cost is zero. And at this point, you already have your name, your logo, and your product designs done for free. Now, this could be an entire video on its own because this took me like a month and a half, almost 2 months just to find a good manufacturer, and I'll tell you why. First things first, when you're looking for manufacturers, you can go on Alibaba. Alibaba might be one of the largest manufacturing sites. You can find a lot of products on there if you search accordingly. So for example, if you are looking for hats and you want trucker hats, you're just going to search custom trucker hats in the manufacturing tab. And I prefer to use people who have trade assurance and who are verified manufacturers. Now, if you want to, you can look at the reviews, but you should also be looking at the manufacturer's level and their stars. That'll tell you the quality and the experience of the manufacturer that you're going with. Now, outside of Alibaba, the other popular option is Pakistan. And finding a Pakistani manufacturer is a tad bit harder than Alibaba in my experience. With Alibaba, I can just search it up what I want, look at some reviews and some images, and then I'll hit up that manufacturer and ask for a sample. Pakistan, you have to be careful a bit because they can take your money. Now, this did not happen to me, luckily, because I spent a long time searching. Do not let this be you. Search up the manufacturer. If they have an Instagram, look at previous images. I found some scam manufacturers who are using images from other manufacturers to act like they were theirs. So you need to be careful when you're looking for a manufacturer. To find the Pakistan manufacturers, the easiest way to do this is to go on Instagram or TikTok. If you just go into someone's page, a popular page, and you type up Manu, you can actually find a bunch of manufacturers by doing that. Another option is to let them find you by posting your potential designs on TikTok or Instagram with some hashtags, and they will find you. Trust me, they will find you. If your account's DMs are open, they'll be in there in like a couple days at most, and assuming that your products get to a good audience. Now, when you're sending in your stuff to a manufacturer, you're going to want to either have a tech pack or a mock-up. Now, this is also a thing that could be a whole video on its own. I can make an entire video on this, but basically a mock-up is just an image with your potential design that you want, and a tech pack is that same image of the mock-up, except it has a bunch of more details, basically with all the measurements, the type of design, the cloth you want to use, the GSM. That can be an entire video on its own. To sum it up real quick though, there are 3 popular types of prints right now that are going on hats, shirts, hoodies, things of that nature. The first one is screen print slash DTG. This is just a basic print that can go onto a shirt, hoodie, or a trucker hat. It's just a vinyl that is printed on, kind of like this little Nike symbol right here. And in my experience, these tend to be the cheapest types to order. The next one that is absolutely massive right now is puff print. I don't have any of these myself, but this is just that pop out text that you're seeing on a lot of people's pages. I think a good example is I think Cozy. Quan's hoodies are puff printed. I'll throw an image of it right now. It's just that 3D text that pops out. You could also do this with a design if you wanted to, but in my opinion this works best on text. I don't think I would do this on a design, but like I said, it's up to you to sample and figure that out yourself. The third one aside from screen print and puff printing is embroidery. Now this is my personal favorite, but it can be the most expensive depending on the type of embroidery you get. Embroidery is the cloth that they put into the shirts. You can get this either indented into a shirt or a hoodie, or you can have the 3D embroidery that comes out similar to a puff print. Now the reason I'm telling you this is because some manufacturers, if you do not specify, will mess your stuff up. And this is why I say the tech packs and all that are actually important. So when I was sending in my hats to a manufacturer, I sent the mock-up, but in text I also said embroidery. When they took the mock-up, they did not do that, and they only screen printed, and they used the wrong colors, and the image was larger than what I expected. Now this is because I sent a mock-up and not a tech pack, and those hats came out like this. Now as you can see, this is screen printed on, this one is also screen printed on, and the colors were actually wrong from what I wanted. All of this is because I'd only sent a mock-up and not a tech pack. It makes a difference when you specify. Now this manufacturer in particular I did not like working with. They took a little long to respond to me, and the timing was just very off, so I went to another manufacturer and instead this time used a tech pack. Now finding a manufacturer that works with you well is a part of the process, and the one that I found in my opinion is great, and we actually worked to get the correct ones that I wanted. Now as you can see, this is now embroidered. These designs are indented into the hat. I like this a lot better than screen print, and I'm not sure if you can tell, but the color difference is pretty large. This one is more yellow, and we were planning to get a browner color like a tan, and that's how this came out. Despite me sending a mock-up, I did include the color codes, and they came out with this yellower hat. I have no idea how that happened. So like I said, those mock-ups and tech packs, mock-up versus tech pack thing can be a whole video on its own. Now believe it or not, when I was first entering, I actually paid more for this than I did for this, despite this one being 10 times better. And the reason for that is because I did not know negotiation. Now, these manufacturers need you as much as you need them, because their business is nothing without your business. So the best way I would go about doing this is to try to bring your manufacturer's price, once you find one, down as far as possible. I personally did this by saying I would place a bulk order immediately after, and I also finessed them by saying such and such manufacturer offered me this price, can you potentially offer me this, or meet somewhere in the middle? And then I would give some ridiculous price that nobody gave me. Now what this did is this makes them fight for a price, and I actually had one manufacturer who said no come back later because he needed the business. This will prevent you from spending a ton of money, but after you do spend money, I would say on samples, because I have a bunch of products, I ordered like 2 hoodies, 2 shirts, 4 hats, and I think in total I might have spent like $250, something like that. Now like I said, it's because I did end up messing up my first samples, so that's why I spent that much money. Some people get offered $250 just for the hoodies and the shirts. I managed to somehow finesse the soul out of that. If you're doing a hoodie, just one, I would say no more than $70. $70 for a hoodie sample at most. I didn't pay that personally. I only paid like half because I was ordering 2 hoodie samples and 2 shirts, but I have seen that as a normal price for people ordering samples, so that should be it. Now let's assume that you order 1 or 2 of those, and let's I guess assume that you also want a trucker hat that you can order for $35. Your price right now is around $175. Our goal is to stay below $300 to $400. Now once you get your samples ordered and all of that, this is where things start to get a little hectic, not on the money side, but more so on the actual creation side. So we're going to need to set up a Shopify store. Now you can do one of 2 things when you're setting up your Shopify store. You can pay $1 for the, I believe they have like a promotion. I'm not sure how long it lasts because I personally did not do that. Basically, if you are a black brand owner or a black business owner, because as y'all know, Shopify is not just for clothing brands, you can actually get a subscription for free for 3 months. Now I'm gonna assume not everybody here is black, so I'm going to add $1 to our total total count, which is 176 at this point. Now there are two routes you can go when it comes to actually preparing when you're getting your samples. And when you drop, these are required purchases. It's just the way that you do it can range in price. Packaging. Now I personally spent for custom packaging. I got Ascendant World bags, and I also got stickers that costed me extra. You don't have to do this. It's just that I wanted my orders to be very, very professional, and I wanted incentives for people to buy. Now, my stickers, I believe I paid $25 for like a set. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the exact price for y'all. All right, so I paid $53 and I got 200 stickers. Now, once again, you can go through Alibaba and probably get like 1,000 stickers if you wanted for the same price, but I went through Etsy because I wanted them kind of quickly. That, like I said, is not required. So I'm not gonna put that on the total price. I'm gonna put, I guess I'll put like a second price tag for optional. So stickers costed me about $50. I did order custom bags that costed me about $70, and for the bags I think I got like 200, something like that. I also ordered poly mailers. You can get those on Amazon. I didn't order those custom because people are just gonna rip into those anyway, so I ordered those off of Amazon. But I'm gonna end up ordering another size because I need some for some hoodies, which means we are going to tab on $24 to the required side of the price tag. Now at this point you have your name, logo, design, samples at least ordered, your Shopify store, packaging materials including poly mailers and potentially frosted bags. The plastic that goes around the hoodie should come with your actual items when you order your bulk. You can request that from a lot of manufacturers, so I'm not tapping that onto the price. The frosted bags are not a requirement. I'm doing that myself, so I'll put that on the optional tab. And once you receive your samples, you need to start marketing. Now I haven't received all of my hoodie samples, so I haven't been able to market as much, but I'm still preparing for drop day with my hats and then the videos that my manufacturer sends me of the hoodies. I market it with the breadcrumb colorway, which is the colorway that matches this hat right here, and I've been trying to market with that. Now if you want me to make a video specifically on a topic, let me know. I can do a video on how to set up a Shopify store, how to do your SMS and email list. If y'all want me to teach you how to use some Photoshop things, let me know in the comments. This video is just a baseline for how to start your clothing brand, and I also answer questions in the comments. I always respond to comments. I'm reading them every day, so if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Don't think I'm not gonna respond. I will most likely respond to your comment, as long as it's not something stupid. If you have questions about the print, if you have questions about GSM, anything like that, just let me know in the comments. I will be responding. Now with that being said, I have another video to go shoot, so I'm gonna go do that. If this helped you out, make sure to drop a like, and like I said, comment with your questions. I'm looking for those. If you have any video ideas, leave that along with your question. It doesn't have to be clothing brand related. I'm just looking for anything. And if you're new, make sure to subscribe. Helps out a lot. We're shooting for 500. I think I'm at like 458 right now, so we're shooting for 500. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.